Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Flatbroke Outdoors. If you're new here, my name's Blaine and this is my channel. What we do is just general camping of all kinds and apparently of all kinds of places. We're still in Texas. We normally operate in Arkansas, I would say 80% of the time, but we do drift. We go to Iowa, Wisconsin, Missouri, Texas, obviously. So we do get around some and willing to go anywhere. If the camping's good and there's fun to be had. So it's extremely warm here. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's hot enough to be sweating even if you ain't doing nothing. So it's pretty warm. I would guess it to be somewhere in the 80s. But anyway, so it's a little bit later in the day, but it's not a big deal because daylight savings time gives us multiple hours of daylight more than we used to have. So probably be light till 7:30, quarter to 8, I would assume. Now, it's been real hot and dry here, so we're under a fire ban. I wish I had called ahead or something because as bad as I hated to, I stopped and bought some firewood before I came. And when I got here, the park ranger at the gate told me that's a no can do. So we won't be having a fire. I was going to use the fire to run my Coleman oven, to cook biscuits with and that kind of stuff. But so we're going to have to come up with a different plan for that. But no big deal. If we have to do them like we did that last camping trip, if you watched my last video, you saw me burn up that new stove. Well, in the meantime, since that camping trip and this one, I've gotten another one of those stoves. I got in touch with the manufacturers and they said it shouldn't have happened, so they sent me a brand new one free of charge. So that didn't hurt my feelings near as bad. Although I guess if we reviewed that video, it was probably my own stupidity that caused it. But, lesson learned, I won't be doing that again. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff to set up. We're going to be here for a couple of nights. And I think maybe this is on Tuesday. So it's supposed to come in some rain Thursday morning. So we may get wet trying to get out of here, but the weather between now and then should be warm and cozy. Right now, the only clouds in the sky are just some white wisping clouds. I don't remember what they're called. I've been out of school a long time. But anyway, let me get some stuff set up, and then we need to get some supper on. It's going to take a little while to get that cooked, and I'll bring y'all back for that. Hey, everybody. We just got this. It's a privacy slash shower tent. It's a 2-room dealio. It's made by King Camp. So we're going to this. I just got this morning. So I'm gonna get this set up, kind of see what it's got to offer. I had one. I bought one from Amazon not very long ago. I had it on the last camping trip. That thing was such a pile of junk. It was so thin that night I was camped up there in Queen City, the moon was so bright, it shined through that thing. So if you were in there, if anybody was watching, they got to see whatever, see. It's like watching an old movie, where there's a lady up in her bedroom, changing clothes, and there's some perv outside watching through the shade. That's what it put you in the mind of. So I wasn't happy with that. And then when I got ready to leave, I went to pull the stakes up, and it tore. Every corner tore off. So when I left, I made a deposit in their dumpster for that. Anyway, I'm going to get this thing set up. I'll get right back with you. Y'all, I got this bad boy set up. It took me a while. That's why I did the time lapse. Otherwise, my battery would be dead by the time I got this thing put up. But it won't be near as difficult the next time. It's all the poles, this one in the front and the matching one on the other side, they're just a little bit longer than these corner ones, but they all look the same, you know, especially when I got sunglasses on. I can't hardly see anything. But anyway, we got it put up, and we won't do it today, but tomorrow. If you watched my last video, you saw me do an unboxing on a hot water heater. Well, tomorrow we're going to use that hot water heater. We're going to use it for doing dishes, and I'll probably take a shower. Just because this particular campsite actually has a water spigot over there. And if I'd have been thinking, I would have brought a water hose, and I could have just ran a water hose straight from that spigot to the hot water heater. But I did not do that. But I do have my 12-volt pump, and I do have a water jug. So we'll just stick that pump down in the water jug and take us a shower. But anyway, this is what we got. So it looks good and sturdy. It does come with some guy lines to put out. If the wind picks up, I might put those out. Otherwise, I'm just going to let it ride like it is. But I do have plenty of stakes and that type of thing. If I need to, I will. But anyway, thanks for watching that part, and I'll get back with y'all when it's time to cook some supper. Hey y'all, welcome back. We're getting ready to do this thing. We got to get some chicken in this pot if we're going to ever get started. All right, we got this little fire going there. Pot on there. Got some chicken broth here. So what we're making here, it's a little bit of a Mexican-y dish. I don't know, kind of red Mexican, I would call it. Yeah, do something a little red Mexican. Anyway, we're gonna put the chicken in here, let it cook down in this broth and probably a little water with some seasoning and onions. And then once it begins to get relatively close, when the chicken gets right, I'm gonna add some condensed poblano pepper soup to it, and it's going to continue with that Mexican-y theme. And once that gets all done, we get it thickened up a little bit, we'll put it over some jasmine rice. So it should be good. And I'm saying that like I've eaten it many times. I've never done it before, but there's always a first, no matter what you do. But anyway, it was just got all kind of things going on here. It's just something that sounded good to me. Oh, and also, I'm gonna put a little bell pepper in it too, because I just like bell peppers. I especially like the red, yellow, and orange because they're super sweet. But I do like green ones too. But they're really strong. They have their place, and it ain't in this dish. Trying to get my chicken out of here. Well, I tell you what, have y'all seen the price of chicken? I think they trying to run the price of chicken up with that fake bird flu nonsense. Next thing you know, they're going to want us to get a vaccine for the bird flu. I'm probably not going to get that one either. Whoa, I'm about to lose my bag. Get my chicken opened up here. Trying to get my fingers on it. Well, I don't have a choice, boys and girls. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a little water to that broth. I ain't that big a fan of that broth anyway, you know, too much of it. That stuff's so salty. It's a little rough around the edges. Let me dispose of this. All right, y'all, I'm back. Looks like I lost a tent pole while I was missing in action. I think it collapsed on me. Isn't that always the way? All right, now we're back in business. I need to get a little water in there. Yeah, we're gonna let that cook down just a little bit. Let's see here. I don't know if y'all have ever had this before. If you haven't, you need to get some. It is Ruthie Mountain Hot Cayenne Smoked Pepper. The peppers were dried with hickory smoke. Man, this stuff is something else. It's good. My wife got it because she thought she would like it, but she said it's so smoky it stinks up the whole house. So I don't feel that strongly about it. I like it. Matter of fact, I cooked something yesterday or the day before. Man, this stuff was some kind of good. I'm gonna put a little bit of this smoky sea salt in there, not much. And I'm gonna put a little onion powder. A little garlic powder. And then a little black pepper. Because everybody likes black pepper. All right. We're going to put the lid on this bad boy and let it think about what it's done wrong. I'm going to chop up some onions and peppers, and I'll get back with y'all in a minute. All right, y'all. This chicken's been cooking for a good long while. Well, not, it ain't that much chicken, so it ain't really been that long, but the chicken is done, and I'm just pulling it now. Just trying to pull it apart in here so we can get the consistency we want. Y'all, I don't know what the temperature is where y'all are currently, but here it is about 88 or 89 degrees, and it's hot. It's the warmest I've been in a long time. It's been pretty favorable temperature wise in this part of Texas anyway. It's down here on the coastline. Been pretty nice all winter long, but today it is hot. It's a good thing I got this canopy. If I didn't have that, boy, I'd really be singing the blues, sweating enough already, trying to keep all this man sweat up out this stew or whatever it's going to turn out to be. I can't really tell you exactly what it's going to be, but I can tell you it's going to be good. Well, I got some neighbors over across the way, and they got a couple puppy dogs, and one sounds really mean, and the other one just sounds like a yapping lapdog. But they don't seem like they're getting along too good. They seem to be very irritated with one another over there. I haven't seen the big one. Well, I guess I haven't seen either one of them, but the one, he's got a big mouth, like he is a big old dog. I did put a can of hot Hatch green chilies in here too. I don't think I caught that on the video, but I did. I put it in here. I love them Hatch green chilies. My wife got the Hatch pepper powder. Man, that stuff is so good. Matter of fact, she got all kind of pepper powder. She got poblano, she got Hatch, she's got jalapeno. She is really into that stuff. We are getting this chicken pulled up pretty good here. Trying to make sure I don't miss the big chunks. Not that it's going to make any difference. I just like pulled chicken. For whatever reason, I think it tastes really good that way. I like the consistency, just like pork. You know, you go to a barbecue place expecting some pulled pork and they bring you some chopped nonsense or some sliced. I am not a fan of that. If the menu says pulled pork, I would hope you're gonna bring me some pulled pork. All right, so we got the chicken, we got the seasoning, we got the bell pepper, the onions, the hatch green chilies, and now we're going to do the cream of poblano. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wipe this lid off just a touch because you don't never know where this stuff has been, and I don't want nothing extra falling into the groceries. There we go. Now this should add a little something extra to it, flavor-wise. And then when we put the rice in, it should help thicken it up some. Man, I am sweating like the fat kid in dodgeball. It is hot out here. I tell you what, this new stove is working pretty good. This ain't catching it on fire, trying to burn it up. All right. We're going to let that cook a while. And I'll get back with you. Okay, boys and girls, I do believe it is done. It's plenty hot. Let's get some of this spooned up here so y'all can see what it's all about. Let me tell you that metal bowl is getting hot because this stuff is very warm. I believe that'll be enough to do us. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Probably losing focus, but it looks oh so good. All right, kids, let's give this stuff the once over here. I got some Valentina hot sauce. It doesn't need it. It's because the hatch green chilies were hot. I put cayenne pepper in it, and now this stuff, so it's gonna be hot, but this stuff has such good flavor. I did taste this, and it's got a little zing to it for sure, but you know, some of this can't hurt. It's just gonna add that much more flavor to it. You know, I believe this place has more park rangers than it does people camping here. All right, we got that mixed up good. Let's give it a little taste test here. Don't need that much. I believe that's exactly what I was looking for, kids. That turned out really well. And it didn't take that long in the grand scheme of things. It cooked a lot faster than I thought it would. But anyway, I'm gonna get this eaten, get my dishes done. I'll get back with y'all in a little while. Hey everybody, welcome back. That chicken concoction I made, the red Mexican dish, that turned out really well. It tasted good, and I got plenty left over for sometime tomorrow, probably lunch, I guess. So I got something else I got to cook for supper, or the meat will spoil. But anyway, that was good. We can't have a fire tonight because of the burn ban. So, you know, it's about 8 o'clock, and it's getting darker by the minute. I know it probably looks fairly light in the camera, but it's not. It's becoming hard to see. So I guess I'll probably, when it gets too dark to function out here without lights, I'll probably watch a movie or something, you know, just to kill time. And then we'll hit it all again in the morning for coffee and then breakfast and see what the day brings. Weather-wise, I don't really know what's going on. I know it's supposed to rain on Thursday, so but it's really hard to tell around here. You know, the forecast changes every 5 minutes. It's really pretty windy now, and it's cooled off a lot. You know, it was up to 89 today, and then Now it feels like it's probably somewhere in the 60s. So kind of feels cool after being hot and sweaty all day. But anyway, I will see y'all first thing in the morning. Hey, good morning, campers. It is about, probably 10 minutes after 4, right in that neighborhood. I got up about 3:30 and took care of my business, as it were, and then got some coffee on. I had a Midnight Marauder coon come visit the camp. I had all the food products put away, minus a bag of these small white potatoes. You know how you buy them in like a net bag. Anyway, he decided to at least bite into half of them. So I had a fairly good mess to clean up. He got that and snatched out some of my coffee filters from a pour over. So it was an eventful night for Rocky the raccoon, but it's no big deal. I should have known better than to leave any kind of food product out, but I don't know what I was thinking. But at least he didn't get anything major, and I was able to salvage quite a few potatoes, so not that big a deal. All right, looks like our coffee is done heating up. Whew, that bad boy is pretty warm. Whoa. So we're gonna set that down there. Take the lid off. Oh, and that little jackwagon did dump my whole coffee thing on the ground, but excuse me, he didn't knock the lid off of it. So we're pretty good there. All right. So that was a blessing because it's a brand new can of coffee, and it's the craziest thing. I drink mostly decaf these days. Just caffeine just messes me up. I mean, at home or over at where my wife's camped, I'll drink half calf. I do have some of that, but I can't drink full strength coffee anymore. It just messes me up like all day. I have, when I was a truck driver for a long time, and I drank thermoses full of coffee every day, which could be my problem, but anyway, it never even bothered me. I could drink a thermos full of coffee over the course of 8 or 10 hours and go right to sleep. But I can't do it anymore. And I'm fine with that. I don't need all that caffeine anyway. It makes me jittery and messed up. Still some remnants of that coons shenanigans all up around here. Or maybe that coon was trying to teach me a lesson. I don't know. But anyway, in about 4 or 5 minutes, we'll put the French press part of the old Stanley coffee maker. I tell you what, I've got a few things Stanley cook-wise. I've got a Stanley pour over. I think it's at home. Then I got this Stanley French press. And then somewhere I've got some nesting pots that are made. No, I don't. I take that back. I gave those to my nephew a couple of years ago, 2 or 3, 4 years, however long ago. But I've been using Stanley stuff for a long time, and it's really treated me right. It's pretty tough stuff. Yeah, so pretty tough stuff. And like I said, it's just a little after 4 now. So it's a good long ways before daylight. Don't get daylight around here till 7 o'clock or after, right around 7:15, something. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, I was watching a video yesterday on overlanding and, you know, camping and this and that. And this guy was, well, actually, I watched two videos, and one guy was saying how, you know, to do that kind of stuff, you need all this, you know, all the things that go along with it, like, you know, all the fancy roto pack things and rooftop tent, blah, 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 all the stuff. You've seen that vehicle on the road. Looks like it's something out of Mad Max, you know. And then another guy, he must have seen that video or something similar where people were, where that guy was bashing the overland community and how they do. But you know, that's a lifestyle. That's kind of a club kind of thing. You know, people that like to do that, there's not absolutely nothing wrong with it. And if you can afford to do that, more power to you. You know, if that's what you want to do, I don't think I would let anybody tell me, you know, what was right or wrong. But do you need all that stuff? Absolutely not. You can do everything those guys are doing for a 100th of the money. You know, you can do it so super simple. Like this thing, like a stove like this, the jet boil version's over $300. This one wasn't even close to $100. And you know, tents and you know, rooftop tents, none of them are cheap. They're all going to be up there close to a, well, even on the very cheapest of the cheaper side, they're going to be around $1,000, and then go up from there, topping out somewhere around the $5,000 or $6,000 range, just for a regular rooftop tent. But do you need that? Absolutely not. You can get a Walmart ground tent. I mean, y'all see me stay in those before. It didn't last through the sandstorm I was in, but it was more than efficient, or sufficient rather. It worked. So you really don't need that. So I mean, the guy that was bashing all that stuff, I'm not sure if he was jealous of all that crap that them people have, or if he was actually trying to make a decent video. I don't know. But he was trash talking him pretty good, and I just don't see much need in that. I mean, obviously, if you got any kind of common sense, you know that you don't need all that stuff, but those people want that stuff. You know, that's kind of a whole keeping up with the Joneses thing. You know, everybody wants the latest and greatest. You know, I'll be quick to tell you, I probably would not have a rooftop tent if somebody didn't send me one. But do I like it? Of course I do. It's my favorite. You know, I like being able to get up off the ground. You know, that's a plus for me. But climbing up and down that ladder has taken its toll on me. So I doubt I will ever put that rooftop tent on top of my Jeep. Ooh, that's hot right there, boys and girls. But anyhow, you don't need all the fancy stuff. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I got my Coleman oven set up on 3 sticks of wood here, raised up off of the the stove a little bit, and it's working. It's keeping good heat and hasn't caused any malfunctions with the stove. What y'all have missed is, when I got up, I kept my trash rolled up, my trash bag in the front floorboard of the Jeep at night, to keep the animals out of it. Well, when I got up, I had set it out here, and I was just over here watching a video before I did all of this, and I heard something rustle my trash bag because I got it tied up over there. And I looked, it was a huge coon. So I ran him off, and I didn't think no more about it. Well, he came back. So I ran him off again. Well, then this crazy coon tried to flank me. He tried to come from over here to my left. I thought, I knew the coon didn't really have a chance because I noticed he wasn't wearing a gun the first time. So I got a stick of this firewood and I blasted him, and he ran off. He hadn't been back since, but he's relentless. He was a big old coon. When he kind of charged me, he stood up on his back legs. He was probably that tall. I thought, man, that's the biggest coon I've seen in a while. But added a little excitement to my morning, I guess, because he sure wasn't trying to give up. That crazy old coon. Them biscuits ain't gonna be that long. The wind has picked up a little bit. A good steady breeze across here might be cooling it down a little bit, but the gauge on the front says it's keeping good temperature, so I've got faith in it. I got faith it's gonna work. It's not something I want to go through every time I want to cook something in this oven, but when I get back to my regular camping stuff, I'm certainly going to put a Coleman stove in this rig so I don't have to deal with this particular headache anymore. But, we do what we got to do. So yeah, that was my morning, fighting off Rocky Raccoon. Hopefully he has moved on to bigger and better things. He already ate my potatoes. What more does he want? Well, he's probably trying to get to that chicken wrapper that's in that trash can. But anyway, that's all I wanted to tell you. Just wanted to talk to you about my coon problem. And I'll get back with y'all in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. I've got some potatoes and sausage in the skillet here. Biscuit's been done for a while. Just getting this finished up, and I'm gonna crack a couple of eggs in here. And then we'll be ready to get down to business. Just waiting on these potatoes to get done. I'll crack them eggs in here. Just starting to begin to get daylight now. It's still pretty dark. It'll be a lot lighter, but the sky is real cloudy right now. It's not supposed to be cloudy today, but time will tell. It's definitely cloudy right now. So we will have breakfast in a little bit. Let's see if I can't drum up some chicken eggs over here. I see them down there, but maybe a struggle to get in there too. There we go. I got that big old pot in there with that leftovers from last night. Let me see. There we go. Make a little room in there to crack these eggs. My coon friend has not returned again, but I did end up putting the garbage back away just because I got tired of messing with that thing. I don't know what has happened. There we go. Thought our gas bottle had run out for a second, but wind must have blew it out, I'm guessing. This won't be too much longer, and we will be dining in style. At some point, I had walked past that cooler and must have bumped it with my foot and turned it off. Glad I noticed it when I did. That could go bad real quick. It's actually fairly cool this morning. I mean, not cold by any stretch, but definitely cooler than it was yesterday so far. Make sure we still got a fire lit under this thing. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get to fixing this, and then I'm gonna sit down to breakfast. I'll catch back up with y'all in a little while. Hey y'all, welcome back. I was sitting around here minding my own business, eating my leftovers from last night, and they were just as good today. Anyway, my wife sent me a text, asked me if I looked at the weather, and I told her just, before I came out here, I looked at it and it's supposed to be nice. Well, she sent me a screenshot of the weather, and it's supposed to storm for the next 3 days starting today. So I'm probably about to pack all this stuff up and go somewhere a little less wet. So I don't know when the next time is I'll see y'all, because I got to pack this stuff up pretty quick, because it's about 12:30 and it's supposed to start raining by 2, and y'all know I don't move too fast, so it's gonna take me a little bit to pack this up, but I got to do it, because if I don't pack it up, if I stay and it gets soaked, I'm gonna have to. Tomorrow is my last day anyway, so I'm gonna have to pack it up in the rain while it's raining, and then I have nowhere to lay it out again to dry it out. So anyway, you see my dilemma. So the smart thing to do is pack it up and go back. But what I want to do is just stay in the rain. I don't mind rain. It ain't gonna rain under here. But I got to look at the big picture. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm probably just gonna end the video right here, pack this stuff up and go home. So I guess I'll see you guys next time in the woods.